don't stop, keep on doing what you're doing.
You're running 7 miles an hour.
I'd have to pull him in.
97 miles an hour.
I'd look over there and he's doing, 120s, and I'd like, we don't need to do 120, dude. We need to do 100. We're on pace. We're right there. We can beat the record. We can come in at 31, 32. Let's just do it. Don't mess it up. And
but I'm paranoid the whole time we're going to get pulled over.
Running fast.
And then you're just done.
And I'm like, you can't do that. We got to go with the average number, and we got to come in there and make it happen. So, the bottom line was the car was set for it. There were cameras in the car. We were doing a rally, and, Jay Ricky stepped up and said it couldn't be done, and we said it could. And we actually have been talking about forever wanting to do it. And I was like, it's karma. It's perfect timing. Let's just go do it.
This deal for me was I know this is a small niche of people that will appreciate this, but this was a life aspiration for me. And going into this, I thought that if we don't do it, we'll just do it until we do it. If we didn't do it, and we did it at 35 hours, I'd have been proud of that my whole life. And I told him that going, I said, dude, if we get busted, if we would finish, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. It's just not something that even, needs to be attempted. It was way more difficult. I've done 4 or 5 of the biggest rallies in the world, and it was really hard, mentally and physically hard. It was. I wouldn't try it again. I'm not trying to warn people off and trying to beat our record. There is a reason why that record's there. Everything just has to happen. We never got pulled over. So if somebody wants a reason why we did it, because there's always going to be the naysayers out there. We never got caught. We didn't get a ticket.
The bottom line is, I've got the most tremendous respect in the world for Brock and Dan Gurney and the guy that was known as Yogi Bear and the guys in the ambulance and all that stuff that I saw as a kid and thought to be the Cannonball movie that Burt Reynolds was in. Under further investigation, all that stuff happened, and those guys were legends. And to me, to be able to sit here and say I broke that record, I did it. I don't even deserve to be in their company, but those guys were doing it, and we're doing it now, and that is just phenomenal. My hat's off to those guys. I literally, I think I come out of this humbled more than anything I've ever been humbled for in my life, in the fact that I was like, oh, well, that was a long time ago, and that could be done anytime, anywhere, and it can't.
It cannot be.
That's the hardest
thing
I've ever done.
We had luck, skill, timing, and somebody pushing us with a bet. And you think you're in that car, and we were concentrating very hard. We got nothing negative from the people that we're rallying with. Everybody calls like, do it, you guys can do it. We're just whipped. It was a camaraderie here. It wasn't people. Nobody was against us. Everybody was for us. And you would think, in this. Well, I'm not saying, in this type of event, a lot of people are against the guy that's going to win. They were all pushing us to do it. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And we needed that. And we barely, we almost stopped it.
Well, obviously, we all know you're best friends, too, and to lead off of your point, how did you motivate yourselves towards the end? How did you motivate each other?
We would have just absolutely ragged each other to no end if we would have quit.
Yeah, we were both ready. I think if either one of us would have even said quit, the other one might have gave in, but we know each other too well, and we weren't about to even say it. And we were just shaking and hallucinating, and we're just, he'd jump for no reason, I'd jump for no reason, and I swear to God I saw a raccoon throw his Miller Lite in the air and run away in the road, and I was like, did you see that? And he's like, no.
Now, once we're 2/3 of the way through, you were 2/3 of the way through the deal, and it's possible that we can do this. But at the same time, in our minds, the entire time, you get pulled over, you're just done. It's just a blip on the radar. You didn't do it.
Or the worst part was, we'd be driving along and everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden, somebody's in front of us or something's going on, and we're down to 55. And if you're trying to do something like what we're trying to do, and you're down to 55 miles an hour, we want to jump out the windows. It was insane.